Hey guys, what's up? I'm Mark and we're back with another wine video. So yes, we're back, and as shared with you previously, I'm not a wine sommelier, nor do I have any credentials in wine. But what I can probably claim is that I've probably drunk the most cheap wine in the world. Now I don't know that for a fact, but definitely I've drank more cheap wine than even the largest wine experts out there. Yes, I'm an absolute cheapo, so for those of you who are trying to find the best value wines, you're in the right channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite wine that's only about $5 or about 250 pesos in our local money. And this wine today is not even New World wine. Our wine today comes from the Old World, no less than Italy. So I've been really amused about the quality of this wine. I've tasted it once, and now we're going back in for a second tasting. Does it live up to my memory back then? Or was I just really drunk and happy to be drinking anything? Let's find out. So our wine today is Vezzani Rosso Puglia, and I got this from SNR at 254 pesos. Okay, fine, it's not 250 pesos. So it's typical that when I'm featuring value wines, I'm usually featuring wines from Australia, South America, and South Africa. So these New World producing regions are typically producing with better economics, and they can produce it at much lower prices. Also, with Australia being near, this usually tends to be the cheaper wines that we can get here in the Philippines. So I've been really amused that we could get this bottle halfway across the world for a measly $5. Before tasting this bottle, let's go quickly into the background. So this wine is produced from the region of Puglia. If you see Italy on the map, Italy is known for being shaped like a boot. Puglia is actually on that heel side of the boot. We typically hear about the wine from Italy from the more famous regions such as Sicily in the south, and north are award-winning wines from Tuscany and Piemonte. But here, Puglia in the southeastern part of Italy, wine has said to be growing in the last 2,000 years, so they're definitely not a new kid on the block. They've recently started to get more attention about their wine production. Puglia being on the tip of Italy also means that it's bounded by the Adriatic Sea on the right and the Mediterranean Sea on the south. So this intersection of many seas makes Puglia a very interesting contrast to the more common regions in the north where it's hilly and mountainous. So enough of this pep talk, and let's get this bottle open. One of the things that I've noticed about Italian wines is they typically have this tab. So easy. So visually you see that it has this ruby, sort of bright red color to it. So these bright colors would typically connote a little tartness, a little more fruitiness when compared to heavier wines. I actually like how Italian wines can be quite fruity but still holding a lot of body, which is quite a contrast to the more renowned French noble grapes. On the nose, I could smell that it's quite herbal. There's a little bit of honey to it. Definitely light. I think this would go better with some heavier pork dishes. I don't think it's something that you would typically pair with like a heavy steak. Let's go in. That's good. Let's go in for one more. So definitely on the fruitier side, you can taste a bit of berries, cherries. If you like your Syrahs or your Cabernet Sauvignons, this won't be it. But this is really something that's more on a contrast of fruity but heavy flavors. So does it live up to the hype that I mentioned earlier? Definitely yes. So what I like about this wine is that it really introduces you to the more subtle flavors of Italian wine. If you're like me and you also started to appreciate wine because of the types of wine that we get from Australia, which is really a lot of flavor, a lot of tartness, bitterness, and sweetness. What I really come to appreciate about Old World wine would be just this gentle, subtle flavors. New World wines would typically be put together to really capture a new market. That's why they're in the New World. But the Old World doesn't try to do too many things differently from how they've done it for thousands of years. I think that this wine is actually a great gateway wine into the Old World. And to be honest, I also had that phase where I couldn't really appreciate Old World wine. I found it a little dull, a little too pale when compared side by side with New World wine. But sure enough, I came around to really liking Old World wine. It doesn't really try to wow you at the very get-go. You actually have to come around to it without really having too much added flavors there. So this Rosso Puglian wine from Vezzani is something that I can really recommend for those of you who are new to wine, and maybe even if you're not so new to wine. So what do you think, guys? Have you tasted this wine? Do you agree with me that it's actually the best value wine that you can get out there? If you want to buy this wine, you can purchase this wine for a discount through my links down below. If you like this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and consider subscribing if you haven't already. Thanks again for watching, guys, and cheers to this really cheap value wine.